I grew up in a terraced house in Barnsley, and my mum would sit on the front doorstep with Eileen, having a cigarette and a cup of tea while we played on the triangle. I would wake up in the morning and be confronted by some random stranger that my mum was feeding a cup of tea or a bacon sandwich to, and it was just a close-knit community of terraced houses, and that's kind of the thing that we're trying to recreate.
We're trying to bring back communities. Everybody knew everybody, and we've lost that.
I think over time we won't be known for the individual house, but more the community that's grown around it.
A house is a feeling. You're not just buying one of our homes, you're buying into our community.
I think Sheffield's different to other cities because everyone's friendly, everybody accommodates everybody. It's a beautiful city.
There's something about the hospitality here and the people that personally really aligns with who I am.
I've lived in South Yorkshire all my life. I actually live about 20 miles from where we are now. And it's the people that make it.
I love every aspect of Sheffield, from the contact with nature, the rivers, the hills. The city centre's got an ever-evolving architectural dynamic. The brownfield sites are in abundance, the old works, the factories, the dereliction and the regeneration is really exciting, and I could be working here for another 20 years and I intend to.
It's just a lovely place to live. We've got a mixture of everything you could want. It's the proper heart of the country.
And what it's become from its industrial hinterland in the 80s when I was at school to what is now very mechanical, engineering orientated university town and city.
It's just a warm place to be.
So the idea for the Sky House started in 2008. I wrote the manifesto, and it was called the Back-to-Back Manifesto, and it was rebuilding communities, rebuilding cities and stitching it all back in. And then it took about 5, 6, 7 years to convince Sheffield Council that maybe back-to-back houses would be a good thing to reintroduce. Eventually they acquiesced and said, yeah, okay, we like what you're doing. These aren't just back-to-backs of the old era, these are modern, the contemporary. They'll be great places to live. I still had the practice at that point, and I thought, I've got to give it my all. So sold the practice and put everything into Sky House.
I think for too long, the top 5 and 10% of the country has been built around a generic model. What Sky House are able to do, because we're a smaller offering, is we're able to look at a site and look at it with, even a small site, with 5, 6 different models of property, making them very unique so that each one offers a different characteristic to the people that may want to live there. So the big thing about Sky House is it's not a house builder first, it's a placemaker. So when the design is done, we don't design a house and then build the rest of the houses to be in sympathy with it. We look at the overall site and we design the overall site first and come back to the finite model, from the very detail of the door threshold to how the windows work to where the light's going to be, from the greenery to the transport links to the commercial units around to the employment around. But what it needs to have is that unique stamp where you know that's a Sky House, and that's what we're trying to achieve.
Volume house builders can't deliver that, and I wanted to find a way to unlock great architecture at an affordable price and make places that are community focused, walkable, sustainable, durable, robust, that last hundreds of years. What separates us from the other house builders is our sort of urban design, our linear master plans, our density. We want people to live in an interchangeable way. The floor plans can be modified however you want to live in the house, first floor lounge or ground floor. It's always customised, it's always bespoke. It's not just a cookie cutter house builder estate.
The conversations initially were tricky because we didn't have the traditional floor plan. So what we do is we offer flexible living, and before we knew it, we were getting and attracting those kinds of people that were saying, well, actually, I don't want my living room downstairs. I actually quite like it upstairs, and I really like the fact that I don't need to have it even as a living room. I can have it as my bedroom and switch things over.
The subcontractors that we bring on board, if they're new to Sky House, there are elements of it that are alien to them, because the designs are unique to Sky House. We are a placemaker with a product that is very unique. And I think most people find it a new step towards design.
I sold a 4-bed linked attached house to a gentleman who was retired. But you know what? He has a lovely art collection. We have lovely, beautiful light flowing through our houses. And he said, this is it for me. And why should he have to, I don't know, maybe buy a bungalow? Why can't he buy a 4-bedroom house where he can hang his art all over the wall and live in his own art gallery?
We want people to integrate with the community, the neighbours. We want people to go and play in the park, go to the bar, go to the coffee shop. And that's the kind of thing that separates us.
Even on a half-acre site, we can produce houses that will suit an independent liver, 2 people together, a family offering, a larger family offering, and we might only have 25 properties on that site. So it's about a community that can't grow with one type of person on it.
Sustainability runs through the heart of everything that we do. So I think it was 2025, it was supposed to be zero gas policy for the UK. That's been abandoned. But we adopted that wholeheartedly. A full electric home, you can use wind and solar. There's no carbon being emitted into society because of that. We've got solar panels, EV chargers, we have air source heat pumps. Energy security is really important. So whether you're an eco-zealot or not, we should be running our country from sustainable measures wherever we can and not relying on other countries for that power. So our emphasis on brownfield sites probably comes from my background as an architect working on urban development. So that's what I'm most passionate about doing. A greenfield site, which is a farmer's field essentially, is where you find the cul-de-sacs of the national house builders. A brownfield site with a funny shape, bit of land, some changes of level, old buildings to reuse and to stitch into, makes the architecture more interesting, full stop.
How could we help the local authority to take something that's currently, without any shadow of doubt, a blight on the view of Sheffield in itself? You will always turn a corner and wonder, what on earth has that become? It's either an old building, a derelict building, it's become a car park, which is obviously quite common. And what we try to look at is, what can we do that will start to mean that area grows back into a vibrant area? And everything wants to be sympathetic. So what we create in Sky House is a city centre brownfield model that eventually will not feel like it's from an industrial hinterland.
Outerbridge Mill, this building here, we've saved the building. It wasn't listed, but it's a period building. And I think all the residents at Outerbridge Mill, whether it's on the Barrett David Wilson estate or ours, all come here and drink on a weekend, buy the bread, maybe come to the restaurant, hopefully. And that creates the centrepiece for the whole place. Cleaning the land, getting it ready for a residential development is extremely challenging, but it's something that we've learned how to do really well and something that we'll continue to do. So pretty much every single project that we've got is a brownfield site. What I hope that we leave behind for future generations are amazing neighbourhoods that people want to live in, that consistently sell well, families can grow up in.
We know 2026, 2027 is probably looking for a lot of house builders as a very bleak period. For us, it's actually a growth. If people are making a very difficult decision to buy a new home, there has to be a lot of key factors as to why they want to move. And actually, when they come to see a Sky House, they think, yes, I do want to move. So what we're finding is people are coming and we're booking the trend.
I certainly hope that we leave that mark, that actually people will look at our buildings and it will stand the test of time, and people will say, wow, that is still a piece of art today as it was however many years ago.
I hope that the impact we have on Sheffield is that we've brought communities back, that we've brought a better place to live, and that our homes are around for many years to come.
It's a brand that could go national. The product's amazing. Everybody loves it. And I think we could be a seriously regional player of merit in due course.